Alright, that was Hillsong, Hosanna. This is your midday talk with Sivu. The time is 16 minutes past 1. With us in studio, we have Miss Collette Claire Bennette along with Miss Natasha. Thank you so much for coming.
Hi. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Let's first read the bio of Miss Claire Bennette. Collette is a principal of Kim Kids Academy. After she had her first child, she thought of being away. The thought of being away from him for full work broke her heart. It was then that she started teaching, at first to be with the child, but then that grew into a passion for molding young minds. She opened KKA after 12 years of teaching, and she wants it to be a place where mothers feel happy of leaving their most precious children with them. Thank you so much once again for being here with us. Thank you for honoring the invitation.
Oh no, with pleasure. We're glad to be here.
Let's talk about KKA. You're saying here that you being with your child was the inspiration of you starting the journey of being a principal of the school. Can you just tell us more about that?
Okay, so unmarried mom, was 18 when I had my first child, and I didn't want to be away from him at all because he was just an unexpected blessing.
Yeah.
So I started working at a school, and I realized I had a passion for teaching because at that time I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And I think like a lot of people don't realize what they want at that age.
Yeah.
So I worked for a few years and I got some tips and I watched what people did and how they taught and how they treated the children and things. And eventually I got the opportunity to buy a school for a reasonable amount of money, which was actually the school that I was working for at the time.
All right.
So I bought the school, and that's how Kim's Kids Academy started.
All right. So you did study to be a teacher.
Yes, I actually studied afterwards. So
That's
yeah,
amazing.
I got a degree in child psychology and in teaching, but that was years after actually starting to teach. I, for some reason, just had the gift for teaching when I started.
That's amazing. So how did you meet Miss Natasha?
Oh, Natasha has been my friend for how many years? 14 years.
14.
I was working at the school that we actually bought. And that's where we met. I left for Joburg and came back and started working there again after having my second child. And we've just been best friends since then. And I trust her with my life. I trust her with everything.
So many good years.
Yeah, many.
So how was it starting the school?
It was quite tough. We bought a school that we were not aware was in huge financial debt. So it was 2 to 3 years of struggle. Also, the property we were at was not fit for a school, so we had to move. So by now, this is the 3rd time we've moved, and we finally found a place that we're happy with. So it's been a lot of struggles. Really, it has been. You don't make money when you open a business for at least the first 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
So just so everybody knows,
Yeah.
don't expect to make money fast.
Oh my God! And we want money now.
Yeah, you need it, but yeah, it doesn't happen that way.
So did you get funding for you to be able to buy the school, or were you saving?
It was saved and part of an inheritance.
Okay.
Yeah. So I used that to buy the school, and then there was pretty much nothing left after that. So it was just really struggling to get by.
Okay, so this is a Christian school.
Yes,
How
very
did
much
that
so.
come about? Because we have very few Christian schools. Where did you get the boldness to start?
At first when I opened the school, Christian school was always something I wanted to do.
Okay.
My journey with God has been amazing. Up and down, roller coaster. I cannot say I've been the most amazing Christian, but I have been on a journey with God for a very long time.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So for me, just to show my absolute appreciation was to spread the word to children and to parents that, it's our responsibility to spread God's word. So opening a school that's Christian and teaching children from a young age about God and right morals and things to do. It was a passion of mine. So that's why we decided on a Christian school. I was always going to do that.
That is amazing.
Montessori came later.
So Natasha, how has it been to work with Collette?
Like she said, we've been friends for much longer, and it's been awesome. Like she said, ups and downs. We've had our tough days as well, but I mean, we've always got through it. One minute we're fighting, the next we're great, and I mean, the business has done so well since she's taken over. Everything was done from the beginning in the right way. You know, we had the right staff back then. It's been amazing.
Okay, I'm sure you don't always agree on everything.
No, I must be honest, we very seldom over the years have had a fight. And if it's been one day and then in an hour we're like, I'm sorry, it's okay.
Yeah.
We can't stay mad at each other for very long.
That is so nice. Because I was going to ask, what do you guys do when you just see that, okay, you're just not reaching an agreement here?
It's just the words fly, and then an hour later we're okay.
Maybe even like 10 minutes later we'll be like, okay, I'm sorry, we're okay, let's carry on.
This is amazing. It's like sisterhood.
Yeah, it is.
So how has the business grown from the year you started to now?
Okay, well, for the first 3 years, as I said, we didn't make money. On the third year, near the end, we started making a lot of money. We had a lot of kids. The school was so full that we actually couldn't fit any more kids. But then COVID happened, and we went from 70 or 80 kids after moving to a new building to 20. And I thank God for my landlord, because she just was so understanding of the situation.
She was a blessing, for
Such
sure.
a blessing. And I know that if I hadn't moved into that building, that wouldn't have happened. So everything kind of like came together God's will. But now, funny enough, we are being blessed. Like, we have so many kids in the school this year. And we really thought that we might actually close. And it's just been amazing. I cannot believe out of something so sad and, you know, people dying and things like that, that something good could actually come out of it.
Yeah.
So it was, we've really been blessed. So we're doing very well now.
Yes. Okay. So what are some of the challenges that you came across whilst you were growing and still are? What are the things that you really say, okay?
Oh, myself personally, it was dealing with parents. I had to, and it took me a long time, learn to calm down first, because I'm the kind of person who will not speak behind your back. I will tell you to your face. And sometimes it can actually be worse. So I've had to learn to calm down. Another thing is parents that are struggling that don't pay school fees, or parents that just take the kids out and don't pay school fees. That has been a big struggle, a massive struggle. And I mean, I do understand there are certain situations where that's, that is going to happen. But there's been a lot of things where people just don't care, next school. Also, the properties that we stayed in. Having kids in a property, it's a lot of damage. A lot of mess, a lot of safety and maintenance. So it's just a never-ending cycle, as well as getting sick all the time from kids.
Yes.
So, constant flu. So, yeah, but other than that, it's been okay. The kids are great.
I was going to say, how do you deal with the different personalities of the kids? Don't they just sometimes give you a headache and you're like, I really can't take
if I
this?
said that they didn't, I'd be lying.
That's part of the joy of every day, is going home with a headache sometimes.
No, you know what? Kids are innocent. They don't pick at you and say things to you to hurt you. They're honest, sometimes brutally honest, but they're innocent. And I've always loved children and animals more than adults. I've always gotten along with them. So I love the different personalities.
Yeah.
And funny enough, even the very busy, naughty ones.
Yeah, I was going to ask
They're
you
the
about the
ones-
naughty ones.
My son would be one of them. So I actually had a chat with his teacher just yesterday about his behavior. So I know what naughty is, but I actually love those kids because they have the most personality. And you find that a child that is strong-willed and stubborn, and they're the ones who are going to go far because you need to be strong. You need to be strong in this day and age. And I think the kids are the best thing about it.
So you have kids from the age of 3 months
Mhm.
to 6 years.
Yeah.
How many classes do you have?
At the moment, we have 7 classrooms.
Alright,
7,
I'm
so-
guessing you also have 7 teachers.
No, more.
So
So-
7 teachers plus
Assistants and
cleaner.
cleaners and things like that. So it's a lot of staff. You need a lot of staff in a school, definitely. And keeping the classrooms very small. We don't want to put more than like 15 children in a class because then they don't get enough attention. So we have quite a bit of staff. Amazing staff, just by the way.
So when you started the business, how did you manage to advertise the school? What did you do to be known by society that we are here and we're here to stay?
Well, firstly, shout out to my media marketer, Yo Media. Cameron, you're the best. I got involved with Cameron and he does my media marketing.
Alright.
And also a great Christian guy. So, I mean, you got to find those relationships that work with your business.
Yes.
So, I got involved with him. His media marketing is amazing, and that's got the word out. Also, you know, the main thing with advertising with the school is word of mouth.
Okay.
People want to send their children to a school where another parent has said it's a fantastic school. You will get parents who have something negative to say because they were not happy with something, which is usually not true. But those things don't matter because people will see how happy the children are. They will see what the school is like. You can tell if your child's coming to school happy and being like, I loved school today.
And doesn't want to
Your
go
child's
home and
happy.
not.
Yes. A lot of our kids don't want to go home. So, so I think word of mouth and definitely Cameron. Yeah.
So how do you deal with parents who do that, bad publicity?
Well, we block them on Facebook firstly. No, it's, you know what, everyone's going to have something negative to say. You know, you're always going to find that person's got to say something about someone else. And God will deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to deal with it.
Okay. With all the challenges that you've come across as an entrepreneur, what keeps you going?
Those kids. Yeah. Those kids, my kids, and my staff. I love them. I love my staff. They have been the best thing that's ever happened to me. Friendships and things like that. When I moved to PA, I didn't know anyone. So my staff, seeing the new kids every year and watching the little ones grow and leave at 6 years old after being with us for 6 years.
Heartbreak every year.
We cry every year. It's just, you know, to see that a child is learning more than what they would in another school, where they're
Yes.
learning everything that they need to about God and going out there and being able to tell people about it. That is what motivates me.
That is amazing. I read one of your clips. You said that you, as much as you teach about God, you also have a CAPS syllabus.
Yes.
I believe that is so amazing.
Yeah. We are a Montessori-based school, but it's not Montessori per se. It's some of the things from Montessori and then some of the things from CAPS. So we have molded everything together and created our own curriculum. Montessori teaches the children like independence. For example, you're going to wash your own dish after you ate.
That's good.
Or you're going to put your lunchbox away, put your jersey away. So Montessori teaches a child independence and to be strong in themselves. Confidence. Whereas the CAPS curriculum is more what they're going to be learning when they go to school.
Yes.
So you can't count that out because most of our kids are going to go to a mainstream school. They need to know what's going on before they get there. So it's just a whole mix. And then obviously with the Christian side, we do foundations of faith, character building, verses, Bible stories, praise and worship. So, and we pray all the time. So we really are very much a Christian school. I know quite a few schools say that they are and all they do is pray before they eat. But that is not what it's about. Yeah.
You guys should be everywhere in South Africa.
Oh, I would love to.
Are you still here in PE?
Yeah, oh, this is my hometown.
No, guys, you must be all over. I love this. I love this. Where did you... Okay, let's put it like this. What do you wish you were told before you started the school?
You know, nothing. It's been such a journey of growth for myself as well, spiritually as well, because when I started, I wasn't as close to God as I would have liked to be.
All right.
And, you know, it's just been an unbelievable journey, and everything that I've learned and everything I've struggled through and suffered through, it's all been worth it. You know, to come to this point where I actually feel confident in my school and my staff and what we're doing and know that it's the right thing.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
On the beach in the Maldives.
I like that.
I would like to open up another school, preferably in Joburg because it is a bigger town,
Yes.
you know. Obviously, it's going to help us financially as well. And I'd like to bring the Christian Montessori into other towns because there are no Christian Montessori. I think Montessori is usually Muslim-based, but I want people to know that you can learn those things and still be a Montessori school. So I'd like to open one in Johannesburg, but my first option is being on the beach.
I mean, we do have kids that parents have different faiths, different beliefs,
Yeah.
and we've never discriminated. We have kids, we discuss this with our parents whenever they come. And if they don't, then their kids are taken to play or taken to do something else where we are praying. I mean, we've never sent
Yeah.
anyone away because
Like
of their beliefs or their
God
faith.
says we can't judge and things, so we accept everyone into the school. Doesn't matter what your religion is, we accept you into the school. And if your parents don't want to you to participate in those things, we respect that because we need to respect other people's cultures and religions. So, but we are predominantly a Christian school.
Okay. So, when you're saying that you accept everybody, does that mean they can practice their religion in your school? Or
Yeah, that's their choice. That is their choice. And it doesn't affect us as Christians. If somebody else is doing something else next to us, it doesn't affect us in our faith and what we believe in. So, you know, everyone is entitled to their beliefs. And, you know, most religions and cultures are very, very similar. And we just don't realize it. And a lot of the foundations and the principles and things of Christianity is in most religions. It's just sometimes Christians can be a bit too judgmental, and that's the one main thing that God has told us not to do.
Yeah.
So we don't have that right. Everyone is free to have their own religion, their own speech. That's just how it is.
Okay, so have you had like challenges where people just don't, how do I put this? Like the fact that your school is Christian and people are more familiar with just, because I think the most famous schools that are religious is Muslim. So how do you deal with things like that where people just find it hard to accept that we are introducing now a Christian school?
You know what? We never struggled with that. I think I prayed a lot before I bought the school. I prayed a lot because it wasn't a guarantee that I was going to get it. I prayed a lot when I bought it. I pray when I move properties. I pray when I get new kids. And every time my prayers are answered. We haven't struggled with that. We have so many parents that are loving the Christian aspect of our school. They absolutely love it. That we don't let children also watch TV all day and inappropriate programs, whereas a lot of schools do. I've gone into school before and it had a TV in every room. We don't own a TV at our school. So I think people are very willing to accept the Christian aspect. And I think PE overall is actually a fantastic Christian town. I really do. I've seen a lot of people that just love God, absolute love for God. This is where I've grown my closest to God, is in PE.
That's amazing. I can also testify on that. Okay, you've mentioned some of the programs that you do, but I'd love for our listeners who are interested to take their children at your school. What do you do there?
Okay, so our main thing is learn through play. So it's more a child-driven education. So if we're not going to force a child to do something they don't want to do. We try and encourage them. We try and give them incentives to do it, but we never force. So we do sensory play, which is something that all schools should do. A lot of children, autistic, sensory issues, a lot of that happening in more recent years. So sensory play concentrates on touch, all your senses. We do a lot of that kind of thing, and we love it because it's messy. So we do sensory play, cognitive. We do, we're English medium, but we obviously cater to every child and every language. A lot of our children are from warmer location, and they don't speak English. And by the time they leave our school, they speak English
Within
beautifully.
a week, they're saying words, and their parents are so happy.
Yeah, and you know, we have our staff that can speak Xhosa. So we try and help kids in every different way. So is that, what else? Whew.
We do a lot of gross motor, fine motor. We do a lot of messy things. Our kids, their hands and their faces are clean, but their clothes are very seldom dirty. I mean, very
Seldom
often clean. Because
Yeah.
they need to learn, they need to be barefoot, they need to be out in the air, they need to be playing in the grass, you know. There are
No screen
times
time.
where we're in class and doing work, but at this age you shouldn't be forced to sit at a desk and be doing worksheets. I mean, that's what big school is for, that's what the main learning is for, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're young, they should be enjoying their time, but still learning.
Also practical life.
Okay.
How to wash dishes, how to butter a piece of bread, how to hang your clothes on a line. All those kind of things that schools don't teach you. And I would have loved it if I had gone to school and they had taught me about tax. That
Me
would have been
too.
great. Or what happens when you actually have to pay tax? Or what happens when you need to rent a house or buy a house? Why don't they teach us things like that? Why? Because those are the things you need going into adulthood, and we just go in there just with no knowledge. So we want the kids to start off with that just basic knowledge, making a little meal for themselves. You know, it's important for kids to know that. And the more that they practice and do things on their own, the more confidence they grow and the more independent they become, and it's fantastic.
Can I be 5 and go to a school?
Yes. Come and visit us. It's so much fun.
I
so
really
much fun.
love it. What time do you start and what time do you end?
Okay, so we open at 6:30 in the morning. Tasha opens.
Okay.
And but our actual lessons start at 8:30 and we close at 6 o'clock at night.
All right.
So it's quite long hours,
Monday
also to
to
help
Friday.
parents be able to get to work on time and actually fetch the kids on time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell our listeners where you are at?
We are at 9 Youth Road, Warmer. It's right near First Avenue Spa, next to the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Thank you so much, Miss Collette, Claire, Bennette, and Miss Natasha. Would you love to leave just words of encouragement, anything that is laid in your heart for our listeners to hear?
I would. Just trust God. Just trust God, and I know I'm saying this because I haven't many times, but just trust Him with everything that you have. If you don't have money that day and you need it desperately, just know that God's going to provide in some way or another. And just keep going. Just never stop. Just keep going. Don't give up. You? Same. Did it all.
Okay. Can we please just tell the listeners your number if they want to call you?
All right. It's 084-286-3273, and that's for Natasha. She deals with all the admin and info, so you can contact her and get anything you need.
Are you available on Facebook, Instagram?
Yes. Facebook, Instagram, and we have a website.
All right.
Yeah.
And that is?
What is it? www.kimskidsacademy.co.za
Yes.
website. Yes.
Thank you so much, wonderful ladies, for being here with
Thank
us.
you so
We are
much.
truly
Yeah, thank
inspired.
you.
I am praying that your business is fully established all around South Africa. I
Thank
love
you.
the idea. I love everything about it. You know, I really wish I was 5.
It is a lot of
I can
fun.
go to school.
It is a lot of fun. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
very much. I am so inspired. I love what you're doing, you know. Thank you very much. We are honored as Agape FM to have such amazing ladies, goal-driven, go-getters, entrepreneurs.
Thank you.
You know?
Ladies.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, it has been great.
This is Afternoon